My name is Pieter Teunis, and together with Endava, we are looking into how companies are shaping the future of payments. Together with our network of experts, we discussed the strategies, technologies, and opportunities how companies are defining the direction and speed of payments innovation. On this episode, we have Nick Fryer, CTO of Payment Sense, and we will highlight more about the customer-centric approach in merchant acquiring. Good morning, Nick. Can you please introduce yourself and your organization?
Hi, Peter. Yeah, I'm Nick Fryer. I'm the CTO of Dojo, aka Payment Sense. It's one business. Dojo is our latest product, but we almost exclusively sell Dojo products now. So we refer to ourselves as Dojo. So Dojo is the UK's newest merchant acquiring platform, predominantly face-to-face. We target the mid-size of SMEs, so reasonable sized businesses, not the micro merchants, but the mid-sized businesses. So we specialize in face-to-face payments. A lot of things like hospitality, restaurants, pubs, coffee shops, butchers, those kind of things. Places that are the survivors of the high street. So we term it the experience economy, places where you can't really easily put it exclusively or sometimes at all online, places that are still thriving and are actually growing in the on the high street or in retail generally, or retailer service industries. So yes, we offer online payments too, but again, those are tailored to that market space, not necessarily sort of big e-com.
Okay. Now, in our introduction discussion, you mentioned a number of times customer-driven payments instead of merchant acquiring. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, what it means for you?
I can. So the whole ethos of Dojo was to build a product from scratch that satisfied the real needs of our customers. Now, I know lots of people say things like that, but we really meant it, and we've gone for it. So we sold a really good product in the past. It was the processor and acquirer was somebody else, but it was a great product, very reliable, but was pretty similar to the other products of that ilk from our competition. So we found that we differentiated ourselves where we had a great sales force, we were very good at the distribution, and we ended up having to focus on price as being the differentiator, not product. And so we set about building a product that fixed all the problems, all the irritants of a traditional chip and pin face-to-face acquiring product. And so yeah, I'll touch on a few of them. So traditionally, it would take a long time to get your money. So if you processed on a Friday, the traditional T+3 model is you wouldn't get the money until the following Wednesday. So obviously weekends don't count, they're not real days to a payment business. And so you would wait a long old time, five real days in that circumstance. So that was a pain point that we looked to address. Yeah, just on that point, we've ended up, we pay 365 days a year. So you get next days, but it's real next day. We pay out weekends, we pay out bank holidays, we do all those kind of things. That's an example. There are many others. The hardware is very old and slow, and so we've introduced much more newer terminals. We're not exclusive with those terminals. Lots of other people use them, but we've built much faster software on there that gets very quick authorizations. I believe in binding our customers into long-term contracts. Customers don't want to be bound into a 5-year contract. So again, that was another thing that we dealt with, and we just have rolling. So again, we actually built a product that was properly customer focused and tried to build exactly what our customers wanted. And I think traditionally, I don't want to speak out of turn, maybe some people have had this approach before, but traditionally people would build a product that worked, and could process the payments and would do it, and then people would go about trying to sell it. And we took a different approach that was trying to build something that was really, really folded into particularly our segment, that mid-market physical premises experience economy customer. That's what we wanted to build, something specifically for them.
So if you look to it, then you do it in two ends. First of all, you try to solve business solutions, to find solutions for business issues, like you said, cash flow management with SMEs, instead of waiting 5 days, day after money on the bank account. And at the other hand, you use new technology to facilitate easier integration. Do you also use technologies like soft POS and specific applications in there? Being, let's say, in the restaurant business, you have your soft POS, which is a payment application, but also the ordering can be done in that. Is that also something that you envisage?
So we were the first business to do a full scheme pilot soft POS with PIN, so contactless plus PIN in the world, first full scheme. Yeah, so but again, we're trying to solve customer problems. I sound like a bit of a scratched record, but we want to find a use case for that software that benefits our customers, not us trying to save money on maybe terminal costs. That's not really our motivation. So to your point, we want to build that payments software into maybe their existing infrastructure. But you know, we've got a way to go to make that a really slick product, but we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah. Now, yesterday on the papers, we as Endava, we launched an article about merchant acquiring version 2.0. How do you see the merchant acquiring market evaluate in the next years? Because you have the traditional big players, but more and more new technology companies or new ideas come up. How do you see it evaluating?
I think traditionally the merchant acquiring market, particularly face-to-face merchant acquiring, much less so online e-commerce, is very, very slow moving. But there seems to be a few things now that are actually making some progress. I think aided and abetted by some of the Android payment terminals, and then soft POS maybe coming along as well. But I think that the days of a standalone single-use payment terminal are probably numbered. I think most people would agree with that. But people have been saying that for a long time. Yeah, people have been trying to build maybe little HTML applications, trying to desperately force more functionality onto a terminal. It's never really taken off. But I think again, with that conversation of soft POS, trying to make payments not the primary function of something, but maybe secondary, or definitely an important function, but to fit alongside an existing business process. So, and I think that the pandemic brought around a big wave of the QR code based payments, ordering via your own device, paying via QR codes on your own device. I think some of that's backed off, but I think longer term it will return and will become a more prevalent way of ordering and paying, certainly in certain settings. And so I think that as Dojo, we've got a great payment product. It's flying off the shelves. It's doing very well. But really, our next focus is to try and build those pieces around it that people really want. That's important. We're not building stuff for building stuff's sake. So, example, we acquired a business called WalkUp. That's a virtual queuing application. They work with some of the largest quick service restaurants in the country. And they allow somebody to join a virtual queue from maybe a few miles away, and then they know when their table's ready and they can go, and they don't have to queue outside in the rain. And so we can take that experience and build the ability to also order the food, or it doesn't have to be restaurants either. It can be various other service outlets, hairdressers, even MOT places, whatever. There's a lot of potential. And then build that ordering and payment experience potentially remotely, and then turn up and you just eat and go, and that improves the restaurants throughput, and those really busy restaurants that don't take bookings. Their big thing is to get more and more people through the door, but it also improves the experience of the diner as well, because they don't want to hang around desperately trying to find the bill while someone's scurrying around trying to find an old school payment terminal. That doesn't help anyone. So we're trying to help customers, our customers and their customers have a better experience. But it's also things like loyalty as well. Loyalty because we have an end-to-end payment platform that runs on fully public cloud built. We have cross-channel tokenization that we can then use to provide things like automated loyalty. That again, in a small business is not easy. Big businesses, they have, I don't know, they work with Nectar or they have their own loyalty schemes, and people are prepared to download that specific app. But in the mid-size, small to mid-size, it's much more difficult. So again, if we can show somebody that they've already earned maybe a free coffee, they haven't registered for it, and they're already starting to earn loyalty with that restaurant, with the restaurant or coffee shop or wherever it is. It's those kind of things that we think that will really assist.
To summarize that, you are looking to really deliver on top of payments to SMEs in certain verticals, the real end-to-end business solution that they run their business, where payments is one of the probably most important factors of it, but also the rest around it, that they can go to one service provider.
It's worth pointing out, we don't want to provide all the software to run their business. We have no desire to replace the till systems, the EPOS. That's really where, you know, they need that, and those businesses that build those are much better at that than we are. What we're looking at is things that are directly related to payments, or where the payments data can really assist our customers get more customers or retain more of their customers. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help them do their business wherever we can. We're not going to play in spaces where others are better placed, but we are going to try and use the data and the tech that we built to then improve their relationship with their customers.
Okay. So maybe a last question, you as CTO, what is the most important attention point for you when you build a modern payments platform? I heard that you said before you're running fully on cloud. What is the key factor of this payments platform, the importance that day to day keeps you awake?
Well, I like to be awake during the day generally, Peter. I think it's a good model, but I think that having a modern microservice-based payment platform, but by the way, that's not that relevant to this. It's what the customer ends up getting that's really important. But by building a modern platform, it allows you to iterate, it allows you to release several times a day, it allows you to respond to customers' needs, but also think of new things for them. And it doesn't take months, years to try and push those new features and functions out to your customers. So that the modern platform really assists in our ability to deliver quickly for our customers. I guess the thing for all payments and a lot of financial services, resilience is absolutely critical. So we make sure we run across multiple regions, multiple clouds, and some of the business critical functions, because the new ways are great for some things, but the old ways were great for others. And I think resilience and that kind of thing, some of the more traditional things like colo providers are fantastically reliable businesses. But so you have to design, if you need to have a very, very highly available system, like any payment system does need to be, it's a matter of working with the right partners that we do, and working in a cross cloud region way. So yeah, resilience is incredibly important, but we've done a lot of work in that space, and we've put a lot of investment and time into that.
Okay. Now, Nick, thank you for joining our payment talks. Our time is already over. We could talk, I'd expect one more day for sure for that. But I want to thank you for it. And we look really forward to what kind of innovations that Payment Sense and Dojo will do in the market in the near future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Payment Talks. In this session with Nick Fryer from Dojo, it was very interesting to hear that the creation of the next generation of merchant acquiring is ongoing and not only a plan. We at Endava, we are supporting acquirers already for many years in building this next generation merchant acquiring features and services. Also, more information about this can be found in our article about merchant acquiring V2 that has been released together with the papers. I would like to thank you again for attending this session and look forward to come back soon with a new episode on payments innovation. Thank you.